Ah, the blessed rowing machines, veritable thrones of redemption for the bloated and the slothful. Attend me, you corpulent daughters of decline, and heed the sacred wisdom embedded in these gleaming instruments of salvation. How few of you understand, how vanishingly few, the solemn nobility of the oar. In the bygone eras of Britain's ruthless ascendancy, it was upon the backs of galley slaves, and later upon the sinewed arms of the Royal Navy's impressed seamen, that the Empire's vast dominions were built and maintained. Men, seized from streets and taverns, torn from hearth and home, were thrust aboard ships to row, and row, and row into battle, into storm, into death itself. And what gratitude did they earn? None. What comfort did they receive? None. They rode amid squalor, pestilence their constant companion, dysentery their daily visitor, malnutrition their final reward. Yet still, they rode, and by their agony, you, the modern descendants of empire, draw breath in peace and luxury. Now, you, pampered children of softness, are invited, not compelled, but invited to reenact that sacred labor. Yet behold the vast chasm of difference. No filth encrusts your skin. No rats gnaw your toes as you sleep. No shrieking boatswain's whip rends your flesh for want of speed. No rotting biscuit and stagnant water passes your pampered lips. Instead, you row in immaculate halls, on machines polished and glistening, with purified air in your nostrils and filtered water at your side, your every whimper attended by smiling coaches and antiseptic linen. And yet you balk. You complain. You moan. Ingrates. The very motion of the rowing machine, that glorious symphony of drive, pull, and release, sculpts the human frame to a nobility unseen in modern flab-laden times. It forges arms that once wielded swords and plows, shoulders broad as a ship's beam, cores sturdy as the oak hulls that once shattered the navies of lesser nation. Legs, not sagging columns of cellulite, but pistons of might, are born anew upon the altar of the rowing ergometer. Were you creatures of honor, you would kiss the footplates before each session. You would weep in gratitude for the opportunity to mimic, without consequence or mortal risk, the very labors that once made Britain the envy and terror of the world. But no, you treat this sacred instrument with sullenness, as if it were some cruel injustice visited upon you by fate, rather than the golden scepter of your possible redemption. I declare it thus. Every heaving breath you draw atop those rowing machines is a hymn to your ancestors. Every drop of sweat that falls is a baptism. Every aching muscle is an ode to duty, a whisper that perhaps, just perhaps, the spirit of Britannia has not been utterly extinguished within your sluggish carcassy. So row, you idle husses. Row, not in filth, but in dignity. Row, not in agony, but in honor. Row, and know that for the first time in your indolent lives, you are paying the smallest, most pitiful fraction of the debt you owe to those who bled, wept, and died to give you a country worth disgracing.